Hey guys, how's it going? Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2020. This is JD, the mobile trader, and I'm going to do a few things. A breakdown of a few stocks that were sent in for some members from the BSI group on Facebook. So the first company we're looking at, guys, is Microsoft from JM and Shimona Love. We're doing this one from a long-term perspective. Okay, guys, if we look at Microsoft, this is a 3-year chart. I mean, it's a special stock. So I, the way I look at Microsoft, why wouldn't you want to have it? It's been around. It's a stalwart. It's a sector leader. So if you're looking at it from a long term perspective, don't attempt to I guess to time the market. Hop in and let a market cycle kind of take place because you're going to get in and get a chance to really pick up a dividend. I think that it's 51 cents quarterly every quarter. So uh, don't hesitate from that standpoint. But now remember this: if you do hop in, you might run into the situation of a market cycle of a pullback, which is it looks like that's what we're headed into right now. This is the weekly chart. So each one of these candles is represents one 5 day segment. 5 days of the trading week. So a green candle means a positive move. And the last to that from February 3rd, we had a nice run up. This is a doji, basically signifying a possibility of a trend reversal. And then we've had a sell off that last week. So I'm looking for a pullback, guys, into the 170 handle, 170.50. And there's even support even further down, 161.12, 161.50, give or take. 160.73. I'll show you on the daily chart, but expect a pullback. Don't hop in now. If you're getting in for a long term play, you're not going to buy your lot of shares and check it every day and go back. Oh, what is it doing? What you have to let it settle, let the cycle kind of work itself out. And if you're looking at a 5-year window, 10-year window, okay, but you check on it periodically and keep up with the news. Like, well, let's just go with this first. Look, I'm a technical. I analyze things from a technical perspective, so it's technical analysis, and kind of we're doing a hybrid breakdown, a little bit of fundamentals. But watch the cursor, head down. We're in. This is my RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Anything over 70 is overbought. Anything below 30 is oversold. Microsoft has been overbought. I mean, everybody's accumulating shares. It's on that run up. It's an accumulation, and now we might move into a consolidation period, guys. But we're doing the pullback. It's light distribution, guys. You might have firms taking profit. Uh, People have had a big run, so it's only natural to take profit. So this pullback, we need to come down out of the mountains a little bit and maybe pull back into that range, like I mentioned right here in the 170, even the 160. So uh, don't panic. It might be in that range. Let's go to the daily. We'll go 3 years on the day. We'll just go 1 year on the daily. Excuse me. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay. Orange line is the 50 period moving average. So this represents the 50-day moving average, the average price over the last 50 days. So Microsoft is continuing to stay above that with some space, with a nice gap between that. Now, there was a run up, kind of stalled. Our high is 190.70. So you have a sell off coming, a pullback, and we don't know how far we're going, but I'm venturing to say at least the minimum 170, 177.07. And I really, there's a thing called, we can have a gap. Let's zoom out a little bit. It's called a gap in price or just a gap. And where this stock closed at the price was 174.38 at the end of the day. The next day on the 4th, it opened 177.14. So we go 174 to 177, and there wasn't basically it has to rectify itself. It can't just we have a close here and an open to where there's a gap in pricing. A lot of times they say all gaps must be filled. It's not a mandatory thing, but oftentimes you do see gaps. Gaps are filled oftentimes. So what we're looking at, guys, we're going to run into this pullback, and tomorrow might be the day that it goes down to the 174 range. It's not a big dip. We'll close that gap, but then there's another gap that needs to be rectified. It's a smaller gap. I mean, in this range here is not that bad, but the real gap is it goes where it closed on 29th of January 2020. We closed at 168.04, and we opened 174.05. 168.04 to 174.05. So that's another gap, which actually it still needs to, it's not closed because we do have that doji there, and that gap isn't a major gap, but it may need to be rectified. So just expect price to test some levels that we haven't seen since the beginning of the year. Have a lot of support at the 160 handle, 160.65 range. Even have support, I think it was at the 150, there we go, 152, all the way down, so basically we have that's a demand area somewhat where you see buyers come in, but it's not a crazy buy signal for guys. They ride Microsoft like it's a steady incline. And there's another gap back here with the 141 handle, and there's a good chance that we've made that run past that, but you never know, guys. Just always keep it in the back of your mind and look at, if you like it at 178, you should love it at 141 and look at it as a buying opportunity and not as a big time issues with the company, unless there's some serious news. So now if we look right in here, guys, this is a strong demand zone, and a lot of times when I see that, I'll draw a quick rectangle. Right in there, kind of to show where the buyers were from I guess months past. So it's just something to keep an eye on, that's a possibility. But from a long-term perspective, again, Microsoft is a winner. I'll hop out real quick. I'm going to show you the other process that I go to FinViz also, finviz.com. You can type in Microsoft. It has the same charts, similar charts, the layouts, and you can scroll down. And let's go to the far right, about 3/4 of the way down. Look at ATR, average true range. This is for traders also. Average true range each day is 3.92, $3.92. So you're looking at a stock that will move. It's not a mover like Tesla or Beyond Meat or things like that, but it's not just a stagnant issue like some of the lower volatility plays. But we'll keep going down, and look, Microsoft has a lot of buy signals, a lot of outperform, a lot of overweight. So the news is good. Let's see if we see anything of interest. Always check your news under there. I don't see anything that just stands out for me. Time to sell Microsoft stock. See, but a lot of this stuff is opinion. So if anything jumps out at you, if you're going long term and you're making that purchase and you want to consistently make this play, avoid just the opinion columns. Investors Business Daily, you go to investors.com, and let's scroll down. The composite rating is 98. It's a leader in its industry. It's above 98%. of its contemporaries in that sector, basically the computer software and desktop group for Investor Business Daily. Um, it's a special stock, guys. So one last thing with Microsoft, it's definitely a buy and hold, and it's also a very tradable stock. It's consistent. Now, I wouldn't go long yet if you're going to trade it. Um, if you're going to look to trade, you need to let it run its course. And I wouldn't suggest the weeklies right now. I would suggest buying time, because option sellers, they sell premium. So as a directional buyer, we need to buy time if we're going to buy a particular, go for just a straight call or put directional play. So if we're going in the call section, and 54 days to expiration is going to give us time to let this play out, because there's going to be a pullback and you want to let the ebbs and flows kind of shake out. So I look for the delta. Man, it's always reasonably priced right here. We can go 60 or higher, or you can go 70 or higher. But if you do go 40, let's see, this is space. What am I doing? Excuse me, guys. Let's go back to that. We're here with Microsoft again. Delta is right here. This is the column that I pay attention to a lot. We're looking at 1300, 1325 if we go with the 68 delta. But that 49 delta is not that bad, and you're going to get your pricing is going to be a little bit, probably fall in line a little bit for you. Now, if you're comfortable with you go with 70 or higher with what you're going to pay, go to work with it. But let's pay attention to the open interest. The heavy open interest right now are on these two strikes with the 180 and the 185. I say the heavy open interest, but also the volume as well. But kind of stick with these in this range right here. Don't go too far out of the money, guys, even though you're buying time. If you can afford it, if you can stay in there, maybe go with the 60. This is close enough to 60, or the 40. That's almost 50. Or I'm looking at, that's open interest is good. Try not to go too much higher than this one right here, that 160. We don't want to just overspend. You might as well buy the stock, so you get something in a reasonable range, and go with it. Okay, guys, I hope that's enough on Microsoft. Let's go to the next stock that's on the list, and CCI, Crown Castle International Corp. I like the chart. Hope you guys can see it, man. Let's close that out and make it a little bit bigger. Let me get you guys some. All right, I'm going to make the price axis a little higher. Go up 20. And I'm on Thinkorswim. Okay. Okay, guys, right now, we're on the daily. We're on the daily chart. And look down at the RSI. You can just almost tell the run that it's had, and the big time bullish candle right here that we're in overbought territory, and then the angle. It's had a move. Whoever hopped in below the 50-day and caught this move, like we had the pullback, had a little bit of a trend reversal, and then you see that strong candle to make a confirmation, light pullback, and another confirmation. This is the confirmation candle for if you're conservative. If you have a little gangster in you, a little gamble, you hop in here and put your stop right below that. Your stop would have been at the low 130.86, and would have hopped in, and you would have hopped on a nice, basically a gravy train. Anyway, great run. Let it pull back for a long-term investment. I don't know a lot about this company, but I like the trend. Let me see what the 3-year weekly has looked like. This is a pretty new issue, isn't it? Let's see what CCI. Crown Castle. Quarterly dividend announced today. Wow, $1.20 per common share quarterly. Okay, Crown Castle owns, operates, and leases more than 40,000. Oh boy, cell towers. So we're going. That's going to be a nice sector to mess with right there. 75,000 miles of fiber supporting small cells and fiber solutions across every major U.S. market. This nationwide portfolio of communications infrastructure connects cities and communities to essential data, technology, and wireless. Bring information, ideas, innovation. Okay. We got the website for Crown Castle. If we want to head there, let's take a quick look, guys. This looks like a buy and hold, man. If you're going to see a pullback, but I'll take the cookies, whatever. And our infrastructure. Guys, go to the website, take a look, dive in, sign up for the newsletter, whatever it is. Get as much insight as you can on this company. If you're gonna make this a keeper, get to know it. SEC filings. Let's see. We'll look at that in a second. Sign up for email alerts. Do that. 40,000 towers. Officially, 2014, they became a REIT. Okay. Crown Castle, NYSE, CCI is this ticker. Tax reporting, distributions. Okay, the dividend. Okay, guys. I mean, I definitely like this spot. SEC filings with CCI. See if we run into a warrant or something like that. Corporate events, beneficial ownership. Okay, I'll let you dive into that. We'll get back into the technical analysis of this one. And I'm a fan right now. So, and JP Morgan analysts bumped it up, raised price target for Crown Castle International to 183 from 150. Nice call. All right, we're looking at the weekly. Weekly's also overbought. And when you see a candle like this, there hadn't really been a serious pullback other than right here. And we had a light wedge formation and a pop out of that into a bull flag. Another flag formation forming, but we're going to run into a pullback. I don't know when. This thing could run for a little bit longer, depending on the type of momentum that it has. This is the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Oh boy, yeah, same situation. I like it. A lot of volume, a lot of buying volume. If you guys can see that, I hope you can. And let's draw this wedge, guys. This is a picture perfect wedge pattern right here. I'll even draw it at the top of that. We'll go into that. And the wedge pattern basically is where you get lower highs and higher lows, where they come into, where they meet at a point. And it's a wedge. And a lot of times, if it's a falling wedge, you're going to get that's a bullish move. And a rising wedge is a bearish move. Like a parabolic wedge like this is going to occur, you're going to see a pour out off of that. You're going to see a pullback probably into the one. I don't want to guess, but I mean the minimum of you're going to get a run back down at the 158 handle. Now, if this thing if this becomes a big time momentum play, it could keep running, but it's going to have to stall out a little bit so it can get some new buyers, man. So this is a nice long-term pickup. Let's see what the options look like. I'm going to go with CCI. No weeklies, which is cool. 26 days out. If we went long, if I went long, thing about this, I wouldn't go long right now because it's already within that trend. Unless I was going to go a quick flip, and I would drop down to like see what the hourly would look like. And wait a second. Where are my days? Where are my hourlies? I want 10 days, but who cares? That's a smooth trend, guys. This thing is a runner, man. And it's a comfortable runner. This could be tradable and buy and hold too. So, wow. Let's go back in a little further. And one more thing, we'll pull up, we'll type in CCI on IBD. Crown Castle International, 168 up, $7, 93 composite, ranked number 5 in the sector of the finance property REIT group. SRC is number 1, but let's see. Crown Castle International earns membership and 95 plus composite rating club for IBD. Well, a lot of positives for a buy and hold with this company. And the last thing I'm gonna do right here is look at CCI on FinViz. It's kind of a beast, man. It went into a trading range, kind of right in this area. You know, and a little bit of a bottom. I mean, if somebody wants to call it a little cup and handle, whatever, you want to call a hook and ladder, whatever you want to call it, this puppy's been running. We had a gap down. Okay, look over here on the previous late July, gap down in price, and that gap was filled within a couple of weeks. Ran back up and did not lose steam. It has not reached a little bit of a right below 150, it found that weakness. Gap down again, blah, blah, blah. Found a base above the previous gap, guys. If we look, buyers are there's some savvy buyers in here. Price has a memory. Remember that. Found a moving average, which is the blue line on this one is, which moving average is that? Can't find it. Nope, it's not the 20. But anyway, guys, this is a legit one. Go to ATR 261 on the right over here. Earnings, February 26th. Keep your eyes open. Keep the eyes peeled for that to see what's going to happen. You never know. It's a coin flip on earnings. If you hop in before, so let it pick its direction. Crown Castle International might deserve your attention. Definitely deserves attention. Declares quarterly dividend. They're going to tower over current levels. Outpaces stock market. Yeah, Crown A plus right here, man. That was Deacon Mike Davis. All right, Deacon. Good. Nice one, man. Let's go to work with Crown. Okay, Tesla, short-term trade. Tesla is scary, man. I mean, I say scary. It's beast worthy. It's let me clear the drawings. Tesla has beast mentality, man. It's just you don't want to short it, but you can't predict the play. It's going to have gaps, it's going to have rips, it's going to have runs, it'll have sell-offs. I would say, damn, I mean, we have a wedge forming right here. Tesla could pull back a little bit. I mean, it could drop 50 points in an hour and go up 125 over the next 2 days. So, it's been on a parabolic move. Let's go with the hourly. And let me close something off. Let's close take the extended hours out and look at just a raw chart. Now, from the looks of this one, I don't see a rollover yet. That 950, 960 run, there's a chance it's in there. And where's the VWAP? Let me add the VWAP on here. It's sitting right on the VWAP. Bounced off the VWAP on the 15. Yeah, man, Tesla's a coin flip for me. I'm not shorting it. I'm not buying puts, you know. And if you do hop into an option, IV at over 100, so I mean that's almost a positive. But just look, even shit. Excuse me. Yeah, man, you can't. Wow, you're looking at 5Gs just to get at a 40 delta, 38 delta, still 5Gs. And on the wow. And then on the put side, everybody. Well, let's see what the put call ratio is. Boy, everybody's bullish. It's a bullish run, guys. So, yeah, if you're gonna bet, you got to bet with the bulls on this one. I'm not trading it. And my suggestion is to you got to roll the dice on that. The gentleman who called this one in was Garvey K. Nurse. I'm a long-term Tesla bull. I missed a window to get in, but hey, if you're gonna do it, if you're in for a penny, you're in for a dollar. So just you got to make the call on that. I wish I had a better answer for you because I'm not going to give you. We're not going to go to the, I guess, the research side of it, because Tesla gets a lot of opinionated columns on there. The news is almost all opinion, and let's see, notable insider buys last week. Darn Tesla. Insider buying can be an encouraging signal for potential investors. Elon Musk was among those taking advantage of a share offering. The director bucked the selling trend at a biotech, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Tesla, here we go. Elon Musk took advantage of secondary offering via trust. He picked up more than 13,000. Yeah, this is a bullish call right here. And at 767, that's beautiful. Tesla stock has been on a tear. 901, 490. But I can see that run to 967. That's not out of the question again. It's not a, but the premium for this stock is just, even if you went with the weekly to March 6th, that's so close. If you had a pullback, you'd have to ride it out. You never know. Pretty pricey, but it's a bullish call for me. I would definitely don't short it. Definitely. I mean, if you're getting puts, you just got to set your stops to protect yourself. Okay. There is a gap right here, but not much of one, and it's just a beast. It will roll over at some point. When it rolls over, these guys down here look at this as extreme buying opportunity. It could roll back to 783. There's some support right in this range right here, 802. So I mean, it can go down 100 and change. It's not a crazy move, and even their support down, there are buyers waiting at the 572, 580, 600 handles, and those are gaps that need to be filled, and they will. It'll pull back and come. You can't predict when, but we'll move on to the next one. Okay, Keisha Mansfield and Ron Hayes were asking about AUY and then fuel cell. I don't really go the dollar stocks, the penny stocks, but let's take a look at it. Okay, let's start back on we'll go August of 2019. On the daily chart, trading range, found a trading range between 373, give or take, and 323, give or take, 320. Had the breakout. Most of the breakouts are going to fail when they try to get out of a trading range. So you're going to see it go up, test it, and fail. Test it again, fail, but then it broke through. When it does finally break through after a couple of attempts, it'll break through with a little momentum, and it's poking its head. Look at the bottom at the RSI. It's poking its head above 70 right now. Let's see what the ATR is on AUY and see what. Yeah, Mana Gold. Basic Materials. This is a gold stock out of Canada. ATR is 18 shekels, so 18 cents. So it is not a big mover. So if we're looking at a long term, run, why not? It's $4. It doesn't. I don't see anything negative in this chart so far. Yamana Gold announces sale of its royalty portfolio. Update on its generative exploration program and plans to unlock value from advanced and advancing exploration projects in the program. Lay the foundation. Okay. I'm a fan of gold. I'm a fan of the commodity. I'm a fan of it, so if you're looking at this as a long-term play, go ahead and work yourself into it and find, see if they have options on this. Yeah. I bet they don't cost that much either. So we're at right now trading at the bid is 464 by 470, and you step in here and you look at the options play. Very cheap, and it's remember like 18 cents. You can buy an in the money call for $42. How many people are in this right now? We have, goodness, I wish I had a little more space. There we go. Open interest 10,835, 1860 in volume, 61 delta, 45 IV. Probability of expiring in the money is 54.48. If you want to go a tick up to get to 78 probability of expiring in the money, this might be your play right here. The $4 call at $75. That's worth a run. Now, you're going to see a pullback, but you have 54 days till expiration. This is the April 17th $4 call. That's my recommendation on that if you're going to go long. And I don't see why you wouldn't. Pull that back a little bit. Yeah, it got out of that little trading range. Little dip, had buyers down here at these levels, 204. It's made a run since then. So if it does pull back, you do have some support. Best support is going to be right in that range, give or take 281, even 317. But if you buy enough time, you might have a pullback, and then this area right in here will become legit support. Because basically it's made a run up, had a breakout, it's going to pull back and possibly go into a trading range, consolidation. It might sell off and look for a little support and then make another run. But you have enough time so that, let's go back to it again. April 17th, $4 call option. Okay, We can run with that. Next one is fuel cell, FCEL. Oh boy. On the weekly, years back, man, I think this was a high flyer. Let's see, how many years back can I go? Do I want to go? I don't really want to spend a lot of time on that one. Let's stay with 3. Okay. Big time wedge, just a falling wedge to the bottom. And even if I draw it all the way over here, which I'm not, I'm just going to draw it right here. You're seeing your breakout. And ATR has to be kind of low on this. Let me see, guys. Dow's down more than 400 in the futures right now, guys. So it is 8:51 p.m. Central Time on Sunday, February 23rd, 2020. All right, ATR on this is 26 cents. Slow mover, and it's trying to form a base. What kind of news has this had, man? Closes tax equity. Analyst credit. Okay, let's see what. Downgrades fuel cell to sell from hold, lifts price target to 150 from 50. This is from January 23rd, 2020. Okay, not that long ago. I mean, it's $2.52. I don't. If your goal is a long-term play, and I think, are we in the hydrogen? What is the breakdown on fuel cell? Let's see, guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to give everybody the right amount of energy alternative and manufactured stationary fuel cells worldwide for commercial, industrial, government, utility customers. I'm thinking this is in the plug range right now. And the ranking, it's not ranked within the group. Composite is 74. It does not look good to me. I would choose another winner within that sector. Let's see the group. NVIVA Partners supplies utility grade wood pellets to major power gen. Now, come on now. Let's go back. I don't know. Honda sells fuel cell car. Plug power jumps. I think plug power is the one that you would rather be in. Okay. Meanwhile, fuel cell maker Plug Power jumped on his quarterly report, and fuel cell sank after missing views. Okay, I'm going down. Fuel Cell Energy, which builds fuel cell power plants, on Wednesday reported a 48 cent per share loss. Okay. Plug Power. Now, the thing about it, the sector is, you can have inefficient markets to where it's a misunderstood sector. That could be the other possibility here. If you want to run with it, I mean, such a small, low price offering, and it's coming out of that base, guys, and it's trying to make a run, and it's testing these levels of 279, 284. If you can break this high right here and hold above $3, and it'll find support back here. If you can break above that, because we're about to have a pullback on this a little bit. Look, I mean, you had a run up, big sell off because you just couldn't sustain it. Another run up, sell off, but not a heavy sell off like buyers were getting out, and it's testing it again. So the levels of like 293, that $3 handle is going to be what you need to keep an eye on. If you can find, if it breaks $3 and holds, I mean, you can feel confident about a possibility of a good run. So make your decision on that, and don't just kind of, well, it's a cheap offering. So, and the industry is kind of misunderstood. It's an up and comer. Okay, hope I helped a little bit without being confusing. Let's go to NIO for Ron Hayes. In the similar sector, guys, inefficient markets that are misunderstood can be underpriced, undervalued. We had a sell off over here on, I was in this, I sold, I got a little impatient. But March of 2020, sell off, gap down, hasn't filled this gap. And it's a slow mover. Got a wedge formation forming right now. I don't know where this is going yet. It's kind of, it's in a trading range. It's a lot of indecision right here. If you're going long term for it, why not? It's in that market where it's going to have some drawdown. Had the China exposure with tariffs and things like that. So I'm thinking possibly the worst has come in, and that base was formed. It's kind of a fairly wide base within this sell-off over here. I mean, the base might be here, or you can say it's a little bit further. But if it comes out of this basin right in this area, give or take right there, the 565, you're good. But you just need to, if you're going to buy, just go with a steady program and allocate efficiently. It's not overbought or oversold. It's right. It's middle of the road right now. And they're trying to get money. That debt financing was key. So, it's a new. It has a chance to be a disruptor. So, just pay attention, and your overseas markets are gonna be key for you as well. Let's go to Plug. I'm bullish on Plug. Plug needed to pull back, and it has, and it hasn't pulled back enough just yet. That's the demand zone right in here. I need to make this color a little different, guys. See what that looks like. All right. Anyway, it's up here. Plug has a lot of momentum, but it has also a parabolic wedge. It's ready to just sell off a little bit and close this gap down to 486, which isn't that bad because it was just over there a few days ago. Let it pull back, let it consolidate a little bit, and nothing wrong with this one as a long-term play as well. It's a momentum stock as well, getting a lot of love. On that hourly, man, it might. I'm looking at it from a trader's perspective, but as a long-term play, man, go ahead and take it. Go ahead and take your journey with Plug. It's now do your research. I mean, but it's coming in that disruptive technology zone right now. What is it? The hydrogen. Okay, engaged in design maker of fuel cell systems for industrial off-road and stationary power markets worldwide. There it is. Hydrogen enabled EV market. That's what it is right there. It's not ranked. It's new. It's 75 on the composite. I know fuel cell was also in that kind of a weird ranking, but I think Plug has a chance to make a run, and so does that sector. So keep an eye on that. And winter earnings. We got the March earnings coming up. Maybe Plug has already had their earnings. I'm not sure, but you need to go ahead and look that one up if you can. to verify. I'll verify right here as much as I can. But the run is there. It's reached resistance, guys, and it might pull back into that 555, you know, even lower, 486. Earnings, anyway, we've already had that, but it says it's a 37-cent mover, but it can catch momentum. It can move slowly, but it also has caught momentum in recently. Solar, other alternative stocks, plug power gains and market dips. What should you do? Plug power teams with Colorado firms, sell plug stock despite recent moves higher. Virgin Galactic, 5.5-year high after partnership to build zero emission commercial trucks. Yeah, it's making a lot of alliances. So positive moves with fuel cell, guys. Okay. Last two, Bank of America. Options for an option play. Okay, Bank of America is actually broken out of trading range, and it's kind of met resistance a little bit. It could pull back into the range of, to the buy range of within the middle of this little section right here, 30.38, or it could find support right. Support, it doesn't have to be an exact number, but from 31.17, give or take, and right in that range, 32.89, you might find it to where you can bounce off of that. But let me pull up the, put the 50-day out here again. And the 50-day might be, it hadn't really just bounced on the 50. It's been its magnet. It's gone through it, but go with the daily. Had a double top sell off. Bank of America might pull back again at 33.24, 32, and even support down here in the range at 30.70 or 30.50 handle. But if you're going long for a long-term play, it's not one I like to trade. It doesn't move a lot, but the options are always cheap. So if you do, you buy enough time to where you can let it run or do whatever it's going to do. So if you were going to go long on a call, that 58 delta, even the 70 delta, you have 14,000 open interest right there. 577 volume, and it's 171 by 174. The March 20th is a good one. And I'm going monthly, not weekly, giving you enough time in case you get a global pullback or something. You never know what's going on right now in these markets. This one, the 40 delta, if you go 54 days out, April 17th, 89 cents by 92 cents is a legit one. Big open interest, and if you want to go a little bit higher, then you get your probability up a little bit to over 50%. And that's the probability of expiring in the money. So you look at that 35 or 34 strike on April 17th calls. I'd suggest something higher, 56 or higher, and give you a better chance of being in the money. You're buying time, and theta it's a little baby right now, but theta will come for you. It's a crazy woman. Anyway, sorry, ladies. She is though. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go AMD. My daughter and son have been in AMD since $4. That's amazing. Here we go. AMD has been on a serious run and it has pulled back and it's coming to support, guys. It's coming to fill this gap. That little baby gap right there. little baby Yoda. The gap, the closing of 52.26, and I don't see any other gaps that need to be rectified. I mean, this isn't that bad. That's kind of close enough. At 52.26 handle, let it settle and find its footing there. Because a weekly it's going to pull back and let it come down and then let it get its run again, because that's a, what is that, a hammer doji, gravestone? That's not a gravestone doji. Anyway, it's a trend reversal doji, and we can get that 52 handle and then find another run. But it might churn right in here for a little bit and consolidate, guys. When it pulls back off of a parabolic move, it's not going to go right back up. It might dip down and find a trading range for a period of time. So with AMD, my suggestion, if you go long, minimum of the 54-day range. It's kind of my the April 17th. You want to go with a higher probability because these options aren't expensive. 285. Go with a 77 delta or even an 84 delta and get your probability up over 81% and make the guy who's selling those options, put him on the ropes a little bit. IV is at 27 before the IV crush hits, so you buy them at a reasonable price. So run with that, that's Bank of America, excuse me. Let's go back, run with that one with Bank of America, guys. If y'all are going to try to go with that, just like I just said, with that 31 or 32 strike. AMD, we're going to probably get this, a little bit higher IV. And if you're going to go long, get some time in there. AMD makes a run. 55 is not that big of a thing, and the 40 and the delta in the 40s isn't bad. 21,000 open entry, and I know the probability in the money is like 39%, but that's like right now before a move happens. It's pulling back. These might get a little cheaper, and that might go even lower anyway. But 48 or higher, make a move. But if you're going to look at reasonably priced, and you go with the 55. If you're saying, okay, let me spend a little extra money, you jump into that 65 right there, the 50 delta, the 50 strike, April 17th, 50 strike. If you're trying to save money, make a little bit of a value play, go with your 55. Okay, guys, I hope all is well. That's going to be it for tonight. The markets are kind of selling off right now. I mean, look at the SPY right now. It's at 328, down 347, and we'll see how it goes, guys. Hope we have a great week. Virgin Galactic, what is it? Virgin Galactic, they'll report Tuesday after the bell, and then the conference call is like around 5 o'clock Eastern. All right, talk to you later.